Dana Abercrombie, the Koalition. Thank you for doing this.
Hi,
Um,
Dana.
what I loved is Black people are not a monolith, but there's a lot of shared experiences, even though we come from all different places. I wanted to know from you, was there a story that resonated the most with you that you carry on within you and also apply? You're now a CEO of a hair company.
Yeah, I think that was the most special part of creating and doing this show is finding so much comfort in the shared experience, discovering that so many of us are hurt by the same things. So many of us find shame in the same spaces. So many of us have a scissor story. So many of us have that childhood hair tale or hair story that is that place where our own idea of ourselves hits up against the society's view of us. And somehow in that moment, we discover that they don't match. And then we have to work out why. And hopefully, we don't take that on as it being about us, but we have somebody in our tribe and our circle around us that really gets to unpack that for us and explain that it's about the racism of the world or systemic issues or problems or people's unconscious biases or whatever those are. Um, that was really moving to me in that process. And it's been very similar for me in my journey as a CEO with Pattern. We are not a monolith and we are so many different kinds of people, but you can look at the ways that we're different or you can stay connected to the ways that we're the same. And, the Pattern mission is to exceed the needs of the curly, coily, and tight textured community. But the other half of that is the most important part to me, which is to center the celebration of Black beauty. And that's so much of what the show is really about centering the celebration of our beauty. So I don't know if that answers your question, but for some reason, that's what came out.
There a particular kind of interviewer that really resonated with you when you
Of the
was
people I spoke to,
yes, people you spoke to.
Um, I think, I loved all of the conversations that I had, and it was really interesting for me in the interviewing process because I know all of those women, but I was having a very intentional conversation that was very different than the kinds of conversations I've had. So, particularly, like, for example, with Marseille, to have to give her a space to have an intentional conversation about her own hair journey and where some of her beliefs and understandings came from her parents and her grandmother on both sides, was like a really special thing to unpack. And for me, also Chica, I've always been an admirer of Chica, but the way she expresses herself, her use of language was really incredible to me. And of course, she's a poet, she's a rapper, so I understand that. But when you're in conversation, I'm not expecting necessarily that the poetry is going to be coming out in just conversation, and it really, really did. Um, and But then I think the thing I feel like I should read you some of the quotes from my document because it was so amazing to me. But like Elle Moxley, let me see if I can find this one because this really moved me. Like every episode I was like, this woman is the way she articulated things. For me it was like, these are things I felt but I had no idea how to like I don't know that I would have known to say it that way. I wonder if, yeah, here we go. This quote was really moving to me. I love that different hair moments bring me closer to my people, and those opportunities to be closer to my people brought me closer to myself. That I can actually be safe with my community. Anytime I get my hair done, I feel extreme joy and relief. And I felt like that actually, Kim, is a better version of me trying to answer what you said, what you asked me. It's that different hair moments that I have seen have brought me closer to my community. Those hairstyles that have inspired me, whether it's Solange or looking back at old pictures, those are the things that have brought me in closer connection to my legacy and my history. that I'm so grateful for. And those are some of the moments. Also, the other thing that keeps sticking out for me that I loved was Issa used an expression I'd never heard called hair believers. And it just really moved me. I just have never thought of naming those people who have helped me to learn to love my hair as hair believers, and that will stay with me outside of the show.